sell.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
The Road to Montgomery is brought to you by Bob James, Attorney at Law, the City of Montgomery, Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, the Montgomery Biscuits, and the Central Alabama Sports Commission.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
That's right, y'all. The Black College Baseball Championship Series is back. The Black College World Series return May 11th through 15th to a place where so much black history has been made. Montgomery, Alabama, to the home of the Montgomery Biscuit. That's right. Riverwalk Stadium, downtown Montgomery, Alabama. The cries have been heard, and Black College Championships LLC is here to answer the call. No longer will the poll determine our champion, as the top baseball teams from NCAA Division II and NAIA meet on the field for Black College baseball supremacy.
That spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless. Pick something we all like. Okay.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
The Road to Montgomery is brought to you by Bob James, Attorney at Law, the City of Montgomery, Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, the Montgomery Biscuits, and the Central Alabama Sports Commission.
Yo, straight from Alabama. This beat is from Youngstown. Was on a hiatus. Watch me, I'm woken up now. The industry was hurting, but I done bandaged her up. Now I got too sick with it. Now we done found us an abrupt sound. Look how we tearing the speakers up and we shaking the whole ground. Found pros in this profession, we calling that profound. Studio in every city, I'm calling that yo town. Some of these words that I'm using make me wanna throw down, but I got humbled in my veins and learned to tone it down. Major league when I'm pitching, I'm needing the pitches, man. Check the room with my powers and knocking the pitches down. Trying to teach you business first and put your pitches down. Yo. Major, 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 major league, major, 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 for major league, major, 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 major league, major, 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 we major league.
Welcome to the Road to Montgomery podcast, exclusively here on the Black College Sports Network. A.D. Drew here from the Black College Sports Network. Joining me today on this momentous occasion, Michael Coker from the Black College Nines. Michael, how are you doing today?
Mr. A.D. Drew, I am doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Hey, we are doing fine. We are doing fine, man. And we are here to talk about a historic event that will occur in Montgomery, Alabama, hence the road to Montgomery. So, Michael, without further ado, tell everybody what this road to Montgomery is, what this thing called the Black College World Series is, if you would, please.
Yes, Mr. Drew, the Black College World Series is a championship level event for HBCU baseball programs, particularly the ones in the NCAA Division II and NAIA baseball programs. We will no longer crown a mystical champion. Everything will be decided on the field. And the purpose of that is we're giving each institution a level of play as to where we will no longer have voters voting to decide a champion. Everything will be played on the field. It will be decided on the field.
When is this event going to occur, Michael?
This event's going to take place, Mr. A.D. Drew, in Montgomery, Alabama, May 10th to the 15th. Now, the 15th is a rain day, but the championship is scheduled for the 14th. So, and it is consisting of 8 teams, and we are looking to, it will be played at the Riverwalk Stadium, home of the Montgomery Biscuits in Montgomery, Alabama. The Biscuits is the home of the minor league facility for the Tampa Rays, the Major League Baseball team.
Michael, what are the participants that are going to be in this event?
The participants are the NCAA Division II and NAIA programs.
So Division II, NAIA programs, Michael. Why not Division I? Why everybody likes to see the Division I programs? Why won't we have Division I programs there?
Because there's a different caliber of play.
Different caliber of play. All right, Michael. So what are people having to look forward to? Why even take the time to do this event, Michael?
Well, HBCU baseball has a long wealth history of producing some of the best players in the Negro League and the national Major League rosters. And it's going to showcase championship level outside of what the national media has. HBCU baseball has been around for years. It is, and this event is going to showcase the top lap talents, the top players coming out of HBCUs. It's a well-kept secret, and it's a secret that should have never been well-kept, that at different levels of in collegiate baseball, we have players who can, it should be on Major League Baseball rosters. This is an event that will showcase an HBCU talent.
All right, Michael. So, uh, tell us about what happened there last year, the defending national champion.
Well, Bluefield State was the defending national champion. They won the inaugural World Series. They came in and they won. They only lost one throughout the tournament, and that was because the tournament was set up as you had to win two. You had to win basically not really two games, but because they came out of the winners bracket undefeated, they were able to
double elimination.
Right, and they went into that tournament they didn't have a loss, and they ended up losing their first game of the tournament, which forced a winner take all. And Bluefield State shocked everybody, and they won the tournament. They weren't the favorite, but they came in, they came prepared, and what I think it was the food that they ate before the game that got them that victory. They put a lot of protein in their players, and they gulped that protein down, and next thing you know, they had a burst of energy.
And there's a story behind that, Michael. So, how did you get involved with an event like this, Michael?
10 years ago, there was a Bluefield State coach named Joffrey Hunter. In my normal baseball talks with all the head coaches and the SIDs across the country, he said to me, HBCUs have nothing to play for. We need something to play for. We need something outside of a conference championship. He says, crowning a conference champion, that means nothing when we want to take on national competition. We need to have that for HBCU. So I took it upon myself and decided, let's try that. Let's try to put something together. Last year was fruitful. It took me 10 years to do it. And with this group here, Black College Championships, we're looking at 2022 and well beyond.
And your position with Black College Championships is what?
I'm the executive director. I have a bunch of guys who are very good at we all come together. We're at good planning, good developing. We put in a lot of hours to see to it that we're going to have a successful tournament, not just in 2022, as I stated earlier. And Mr. Drew, you quite are well aware of that the work that we're putting in is going to be beneficial, not only to the city of Montgomery, the Montgomery community, and the regional of the area regarding that southern region, but to the nation as well. This is a tournament that's championship level that will be played in Montgomery between May 11th and the 15th.
So why Montgomery? Why Montgomery? And then talk, especially before we have Aquan Robinson of the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce come on. Why Montgomery? And how helpful has Montgomery been in promoting this event?
Well, Montgomery is centrally located in the southern United States. It is an area that has a wealth of HBCUs. HBCUs, they connect well, they travel well. In that region, you have a lot of HBCU baseball programs and their members institutions. And you have a high, something that doesn't get talked about is at HBCUs, we have a high rate of graduation. So Montgomery plays a major role in that because Montgomery is a hub from the civil rights movement. And the community has been very supportive, especially the municipalities. They have put their best foot forward to see to it that this event will move on, that this event will showcase not just HBCUs, but HBCUs in the community and the community involvement. That's the one great thing that I like about the Montgomery Chamber of Commerce, the Central Sports Authority, the chamber itself, and the commissioner's office. They all are engaged, and they all want this event to go on, and we are looking forward to see to it that not only will they have their wish and their support, that we make sure that we are there every year that we have this national tournament. And I'm talking about years down the road. I'm not talking about something tomorrow. And then we're talking beyond 2022.
All right, Michael. And of course, you've got all of the other Black history that's always been made in Montgomery, Alabama, from Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and so much Black history in that particular area. So it's great that we are at Black College Championships, Black College Dimes, Black College World Series. That's a lot of Black colleges there. But anyway, putting this thing together to to promote another historic Black event. Michael, I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break right now, and when we come back, we are going to bring on Mr. Aquan Robinson. He works for the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce, who has been a big key player, that organization, in getting this event to Montgomery and hosting it there in that particular city. So, A.D. Drew, Black College Sports Network. He's Michael Coker, Black College Nines. We are Black College Championships. And this is the Road to Montgomery, the preview show for the Black College World Series. We will be right back.
There's a shot. To right. It could be. Right field. Grand slam. No. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never, ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
The top HBCU programs in the nation come to Montgomery, Alabama's Riverwalk Stadium this May 11th through 14th for the Black College World Series. The best Black college baseball teams in the NCAA Division II and the NAIA will battle for Black baseball's ultimate prize. Games will be streamed live at www.mybcsn.net. Tickets are available now online at www.blackcollegechampionships.com.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
The Road to Montgomery is brought to you by Bob James, Attorney at Law, the City of Montgomery, Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, the Montgomery Biscuits, and the Central Alabama Sports Commission.
There's a shot.
Shot that might be. It could be.
Right field. Grand slam. What a shot.
My bad, forgot to turn the audio on, but that's all right. That's what happens when you do these things. We're back here on the road to Montgomery. Eddie Drew here, Michael Coker up under me, and over off to the side, Mr. Aquan Robinson. Aquan Robinson works for the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce, and the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce has been a big supporter and a big participant in this event occurring. So before we go any further, Mr. Robinson, how are you doing on this evening?
Listen, I'm doing wonderful, gentlemen. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to speak with y'all, especially when it comes to the event that's coming into Montgomery here in the next few weeks.
So speaking of the event that's coming to Montgomery there in the next few weeks, tell us what the vibe is in Montgomery for the Black College World Series there.
Yeah, great question. We've got a contingent of people here that are really excited to be participants from our local community stewards, stakeholders. We want to see this event continue to grow. Obviously, last year was the inaugural year, and we were doing that right outside of COVID. So we're looking to continue to grow this over the next few years. But again, Montgomery's a great city, just a great sports town, period. And a great HBCU city with having Alabama State here located, and then being not too far down the road from Tuskegee. So there's a lot of HBCU people that are excited to have this event coming to our city, and a lot of just great baseball fans that are excited for it as well. Montgomery's a great baseball town. Also, obviously, having the Biscuits here and having a great legacy of baseball, even going back to the Southern Negro Leagues. Hosting Division II World Series back in the day. So again, we're excited to kind of build onto the legacy that Montgomery has as it attached to baseball in general. Again, like I said, the community is excited, and we want to continue to see it grow.
Yeah, now I need to go get some soap, so I'm gonna have to wash my mouth out after I say this one, Aquan. You can't leave Miles Stillman, and Talladega out when you talk about HBCUs. Area. Nah, I gotta wash my mouth out because I said Miles. But anyway,
that's all right. That's all right. I know. I understand. But I wanted to make sure that we touched on the ones that are definitely close in our ratings. But no, you're absolutely correct. I want to shout out all the HBCUs in Alabama, like you said, Miles, Stillman, Talladega, and stepping outside of baseball for a minute. Talladega made a nice run in their division for coming up runner-up in the national championship. So shout out to everybody. And I guess I got to make sure I shout out to Alabama A&M. I don't want anybody to come at me on the morrow as they're seeing this, but shout out to all the HBCUs in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, just before I turn it over to Mike, there's been 2 times this year thus far I've been just an HBCU fan, and that was Talladega in the championship game, and Monday night when Amisha Williams was drafted by the Indiana Fever. Michael, fire away.
How you doing, Mr. Robinson?
Hey, Mr. Coker, I'm doing well, sir. How's it going on?
It's going well. Just something I want to dive right in, and I want to talk about the Montgomery community. How is the community involvement? What is the community saying, and how are they approaching the Black College World Series? That's going to their city for 4 wonderful days.
Yeah, there's a buzz building. Like I said, we've got a great community group of stakeholders that have agreed to kind of be hosts for the teams while they're there. I even think they're planning on getting some events, like some block parties and things planned based on some people that I know to get people engaged. So, we're pretty excited. And I think the buzz is going to continue to grow, especially once we figure out the slate of the 8 teams that are going to be participating. Our goal is to make sure that we continue to get the word out. We want to try to get as many local little league teams engaged, people from the elementary, junior high, and high school. So make sure we get some students out there and just continue to grow this event. I think it's a great partnership moving forward. Obviously, there's a lot of kind of overlapping things that works out to Montgomery's advantages as far as location and drivability of teams that are going to be probably most likely slated. I think it'll be good for the fans from those locations to drive. As we saw last year, right? We had some great teams engaged, especially with some local connections, like the team from Xavier down in New Orleans, and obviously we had the teams from Florida, Edward Waters, and then Bluefield State, all the people that came. So we're looking forward to see who we can get engaged in again this year. Obviously, we've got some great baseball being played around the region. So I think it's going to be a great turnout once we hear the final 8 teams that are going to be participating. But again, the community is excited. There's a lot of local HBCU groups, affinity groups that are engaged in this, and so we're doing the best thing that we can to make sure that we raise visibility for this event and get the general community engaged.
I mean, one thing I like about Montgomery, Aquan, is for those who traveling into Montgomery, every hotel that you would want to stay at, every decent hotel, is within 15 minutes of the stadium. It's not a bad city to get around. It's very easy to get around Montgomery. So whether you stay in the quote unquote suburbs of Montgomery or you stay right downtown, I mean, it doesn't take you long to get into the heart of the action. Go ahead, Michael. Just wanted to point that out for those who may travel in.
Well, AD, my final question to Mr. Aquan Robinson is, the world's going to be watching. And how has the municipality, how are they going to handle this? How are they going to promote this, considering that you're already engaged the community, you've already engaged the local businesses. Now, when the national media comes, how will this be taken care of?
Well, again, we like to roll out the red carpet. That's the one thing that, obviously we're in the South, and Southern hospitality is always something that people talk about when they visit the South, and Montgomery's no different. We like to say that we go above and beyond, even outside of our sporting events. There's just a lot of events that we end up having in Montgomery. Our community rallies around that type of events. And so for us, it's going to be a natural. We just look forward to making sure that everybody is going to be welcomed, and that we have things to do, and then we have other things that we can showcase. Obviously, Montgomery is world renowned for its history. So we're hoping that people, when they come to visit, they take advantage of that, of those locations where they can learn and reflect on where we've been and what we need to do moving forward. And then there's also going to be great opportunities for people to come and eat good, right? So the community again, we're gonna open it up for everybody, make sure everybody has a great time, and we definitely want to make sure that we've got the eyes of the world, as you said. We want to be able to show people nationwide and worldwide that Montgomery is a community that you can come to have a great event, whether it's just a traditional event or a sporting event like this, and receive above and beyond service that we think is world class, and so that we make sure that Montgomery becomes a stop on your next list when you decide to visit somewhere.
Well said.
Yeah, definitely. And who doesn't know that the modern civil rights movement started in Montgomery, Alabama, about 4 blocks from where we will be playing at? some may not realize that Texas Baptist Church is about 4 blocks a different direction from where we will be playing at. Dr. King lived 6 blocks from where we'll be playing at. Edie Nixon. So much Black history started and ended right there in Montgomery, Alabama, and we're looking to make Black history once again by crowning a Black national champion in baseball. Let's see, and I think, and I obviously can tell I have an affinity for Montgomery, having lived in that community, right up just outside that community for so many years. You've got they were famous for the Blue-Gray All-Star game, where that was the only place where a lot of HBCU players could play in a postseason football game there in the Deep South. Many years hosted the Division II World Series was held in Montgomery, Alabama. Now you've got events such as the Camellia Bowl, and Black College World Series is looking to be on that list of events that when you say Montgomery, that should come up on your radar as an event city. Hey, Quan, we're going to get ready to get you up out of here. But before we do, is there anything in particular that you want to add about this, about the Black College World Series, about Montgomery itself? Oh, and I almost forgot about the Red Tails Classic there when I was going through those events. Great job last year by the people in Montgomery putting on that inaugural Red Tails Classic. But anything that you want to add about Black College World Series, other events about the city of Montgomery or the city of Montgomery itself? The floor is yours.
Yeah, we have a little slogan that we like to say that history happens here in Montgomery, and that's something that you will particularly see as it pertains to our sporting events. I mean, you just listed off quite a few of them, and so again, our goal is to continue to create new and exciting events, particularly as it comes around sporting events. We like to say that we want to be the new sports capital of the South, right? So again, we want to be able to have unique events come into our city. Obviously, we know we're a smaller, and in the tourism world, we say a tier 2 city, but we want to be that top tier 2 city that people decide that they want to travel to. So again, events like the Black College World Series, the like you said, the Camellia Bowl, the Red Tails Classic. And so, and another thing that we're going to be really debuting this year, we didn't really get a chance to do that, is what we've dubbed HBCU Classic Weekend, which is Labor Day weekend. So you actually have Labor Day Classic kicking off with Alabama State University, and then that following day will be the Red Tails Classic. So we're trying to create this new event around that. So stay tuned to that. We'll make sure that we'll be broadcasting that all over Black College Sports Network. So you make sure you check out on your social media. But we want to continue to have these events, and then end it off with the sporting events with the Camellia Bowl, and then start it right back up next year. I know, AD, we've had some conversations about doing some other things too related to HBCU athletics. And so, we're excited. Alabama State just hired a new basketball coach, Tony Matlock. So we're looking forward to see what he's going to do over at campus. And so maybe we can get some more basketball events. And then we're even looking at softball and volleyball. So we're trying to expand the offers that we've got. Where the city is looking to really do some new investments in a lot of our sporting facilities, so we can be that premier tier 2 city in the Southeast. So again, we're excited. And so as the opportunity presents itself, we will make sure that we keep this partnership going between Black College Nines, Black College Sports Network, and everybody that's doing the great work that's highlighting HBCU athletics.
There you have it. Aquan Robinson, Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce. Don't forget, log on, get your tickets, blackcollegechampionships.com. And while you're there, click on the gear link. Get a hat such as the one Michael and myself got on that we've got to put in the mail to Mr. Robinson there. You prefer hat or visor?
Yeah, I need that swag. I need that swag.
Gotcha. But yeah, you can get hats like that or shirts like this that we've got. You can tell we just got this gear in like a day or two ago. Aquan, we trying to show it off, man.
Hey, shameless plugs. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
It's not shameless when you on the committee doing the plug. we appreciate you taking time out your evening to join us here on the road to where Aquan? The road to where?
Road to Montgomery.
There you go, the road to Montgomery. Black College World Series champion will be crowned in Montgomery, Alabama, May 14th of this year. Brother Robinson, we thank you for joining us today. And when we come back after this break, Michael and I will break down the teams that need to be on alert to see if their dreams will come true in Montgomery, the capital city, the where history happens still to this day. We'll be right back after these messages.
There's a shot. It might be. It could be. Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
The top HBCU programs in the nation come to Montgomery, Alabama's Riverwalk Stadium this May 11th through 14th for the Black College World Series. The best Black college baseball teams in the NCAA Division II and the NAIA will battle for Black baseball's ultimate pride. Games will be streamed live at www.mybcsn.net. Tickets are available now online at www.blackcollegechampionships.com.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody.
Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Major. The road to Montgomery is brought to you by Bob James, attorney at law, the city of Montgomery, Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, the Montgomery Biscuits, and the Central Alabama Sports Commission.
There's a shot.
There we go. We are back here on the road to Montgomery. Eddie Drew, Black College Sports Network. Michael Coker of Black College Nines. Eddie Drew here, Black College Sports Network. Michael Coker, Black College Nines. Had a little bit of audio issue there behind me. But we are back. And now it's Michael, it is time to get into the teams that we need to be looking for and need to put their fans on alert for the Black College World Series, Michael. So, Michael, I'm going to let you choose. You want to start with the NCAA Division II teams, or do you want to start with the NAIA teams first, and then we'll take a break between as we flip the script?
I think we should go with the NCAA Division II.
NCAA Division II. All right, y'all. We're going to start with the NCAA Division II team. And as we talk about these teams, we're going to run them down in alphabetical order. So, Michael, we're going to start first with Albany State, the Rams of Albany State. Michael, tell us a little bit about those Rams there.
The Albany State is a well-coached team. Scott Hemmings, he came over from Dalton College. He came over as a coach who could, a lot of his student athletes were getting drafted. He's changed the culture of that team. He's got pitching. He is a pitching coach. Sometimes you have coaches who are hitters. He's a pitcher. Yeah, he gets high caliber pitchers that come in and they make an immediate impact. That's one thing I like about what Scott Hemming does with Alabama State. I'm sorry, Albany State.
All right. So Michael, what is it going to take for Albany State to get into this tournament?
Well, I think what's going to really happen for Albany State is for them to, these last crucial weeks is going to really tell what's going to happen with them. Mr. AD, our saying is win and you're in. You got to win your ball games, and they're showing that they're winning their ball games, but they need to sustain that to the full season, so that when the selection committee decides on, they make their choices, that Albany State should be in the thick of things.
All right. Well, looking at Albany State's schedule going forward, I would be highly surprised, Michael, if they don't get a sweep this weekend as they play Benedict, who is at the bottom of the SIAC. Not only are they at the bottom of the SIAC, they're at the bottom of Division II baseball in general. But the one I want to look forward to, Michael, is next weekend when they play the Savannah State Tigers, which is a team that we will be talking about in a few moments right here on the road to Montgomery. So that's what you guys are looking forward to from Savannah State. All right, Michael, next team on our list is? You there, Michael?
Yes, I am.
Let's see, the next team on our list after Albany State should be Bluefield State.
Bluefield. Well, Bluefield is the defending champions, and coming into this season, there was hope. They had high hopes that they would return to Montgomery. Bluefield is they're not playing good baseball. They're losing the close games. They're losing the home games. But there's a rainbow at the end of the tunnel there. If they could sustain and win their remaining ball games, there's a good chance that Bluefield State will be in, and we see the defending champions, give them that chance to defend themselves. But as you know, Mr. Drew, you got to win your ball games. Win and you're in. And they're a bubble team, but you never know. The last part of the season can change the way a team thinks, and they could put a winning team together, a winning season, and then next thing you know, they could very well be in the thick of things at the Black College World Series. Yeah.
Well, they played UVA Wise. They got a 3-game set with UVA Wise. They split today. They play them again next Tuesday for the rubber match, and then they've got a weekend series. It's actually a 4-game series against Virginia State coming up on next week. That game against Virginia State, I always love to see when two HBCUs play each other non-conference, and that's that is one of the things that kind of hurts Bluefield State with them not being in a conference. So moving down the list, Michael, Next team I believe on our list is going to be uh, Kentucky State, right? Michael.
Oh boy, Kentucky State. Kentucky State. They. If you look at where they're playing in the weather, and weather is a big factor. A lot of their games at the early part of the season was played in 30 degrees. Uh, the weather is breaking. This to me is one of your dangerous teams coming in out of the SIAC. I think that Kentucky State can put it together. They're starting to play good ball. Pitching's coming around. The bats are starting to liven up. Rob Henry, that head coach, he is getting his team geared to play in the Black College World Series, and they're starting to respond. They just swept Lane. Their pitching, they did not need to use the bullpen. They went to it a few times. That's a mark for success, and I do see Kentucky State as being a potential team that will knock these big guys off.
Yeah, but Kentucky State is officially a bubble team. And I'm going to tell you why. The schedule makers did not do Kentucky State any favors, as they have Spring Hill this weekend. They have Miles next weekend. Both of those teams are ahead of them in the SIAC standings, which will make that last weekend of the season, the Tuskegee series, even more important when it comes not only for the Black College World Series, but for SIAC standing. So the schedule makers were not kind to Kentucky State going down the stretch, Michael. All right, next up on the list, speaking of all the Miles Golden Bears, Michael, tell us about those Golden Bears.
Ty Roberts, the head coach, they're a streaky team. They just came off of the defeat of Savannah. They lost a 3-game series to Savannah. Coming into that series, they had won 13 straight games. They did it with going station to station and hitting. They have a freshman who's in the top 10 in the NTA statistical for runs batted in. It's what's going on with Miles is right now because like I said earlier, they're streaky. I think they're going to sustain their losing streak because they also got beat 2 out of 3 by Edward Waters this past weekend. They can get those losses out of their head and start playing Golden Lion, Golden Bear baseball.
Golden Bear.
The Golden Bear baseball. You might see a team here that can put a winning streak together and head down to Montgomery and make a footprint for itself.
Right. Well, Michael, as bad as we talked about the schedule makers for some of these other teams, that's a possibility. Miles may not get another win for the rest of the season. Listen to this schedule to finish off the season, Michael. Got Tuskegee this weekend. Yes, Tuskegee's behind them in the standings, but anytime Miles or Tuskegee get on the field in anything, it's always going to be a good battle. Then they have a midweek game next week at Talladega. So going on the road to Talladega, NAIA powered Talladega, Kentucky State the following weekend, stepping out of conference for a midweek game against West Alabama, Michael. And then you finish up with Spring Hill. There's a chance Miles could wind up going over the remainder of the season, Michael, after such a great start by the Miles Golden Bears. I believe they won 13 in a row at one point. There's a chance they could wind up losing 13 in a row to end the season. But let's not wish that on the Miles Golden Bears. But I just want to give everybody a dose of reality when it comes to the Miles Golden Bears.
I want to add, we never said the road to Montgomery was going to be easy.
You definitely got that right, Michael. Well, speaking of the road to Montgomery being easy or not being easy, this team right here is making it look easy. That being the Savannah State Tigers, Michael. Take us inside Savannah State.
Number one team in the Black College Nines HBCU baseball poll, 28-6. They're currently on a 12-game winning streak. Starters are logging in a lot of innings. Great setup man, great setup relievers. Carlton Hardy. You got to keep in mind that Savannah State, they have the same team that they won a ball game at the Montgomery in the initial Black College World Series. Their entire roster came back, with the exception of one person who was not a starter. This team is hungry. This team wants to win. Not only do they want to win, but they're also ranked nationally in the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association South Region. Last week they were number 7. As of today, the new poll that came out, they're number 8. And the key to them sustaining their winning ways is they got a key weekend game coming up against Albany.
That will be next weekend.
Yes, next weekend is going to tell a lot, and I'm planning on being at that game. This will decide on, well, maybe I should put it out there. Who's going to be number one in the for the D2 teams? These two teams, that game right there could be the deciding factor on who's going to be a top seed in the Black College World Series.
Well, Savannah State defeated Voorhees in a little bit of a football school. It is spring football time, 18-14 today. They've got Edward Waters Friday and Saturday of this week. You mentioned the Albany State series next weekend. And then they end the season with Benedict. So they've got 4 that they should take care of. They've got 6 games they should take care of, at least get 5 of those 6. The question is going to be, what happens when they go to Savannah State? Excuse me, when Albany visits Savannah State. I've got that backwards. My alma mater, Michael, Tuskegee. Tell me about my coach.
I'm going to tell you something. I've been covering Reginald Hollins since he became the head coach. I met him at a game in Miami when they took on Barry University. I spent the entire weekend with them talking to him. And I'm going to tell you, this could be the surprise team. Why I say that? Because at the end of the season, Coach Holland coaches like his back is against the wall. He get his guys fired up, and they come out to play. Keep in mind that this is the first season that baseball has returned back to the campus of Tuskegee. So they're learning to adjust themselves. And I like the makeup of this team. They're freshmen. They're young. And they have one thing that a lot of teams don't have. A lot of teams go through that mechanical motion. These guys are young and they're hungry. They don't want to make a name for themselves individually. They want to do it collectively. And this is why I think that the most surprised team, and right now their record does not reflect it. But I know Reggie. I know Reggie's going to right that ship, and they're going to make some noise. And they're a bubble team, and that bubble team could find itself in Montgomery, May 11th to the 15th.
All right. And quickly looking at Tuskegee's schedule. You thought I would have had it pulled up, Michael. But quickly looking at Tuskegee's schedule, they have to finish off the season. They've got, like I said, they've got Miles this weekend, a midweek against Stillman, and then they have Spring Hill and Kentucky State to end the season. Great. That battle of Kentucky State could be crucial. All right, Mike, we got 2 more to go. We need to get both of these in quickly. First one is going to be Trojans of Virginia State.
They're 3 games out of being a 500 ball club. They're an up and down team. Win 2-3 games here, lose 2 or 3. They need to sustain their losses and start putting a winning streak together if they're going to think that they're going to have a chance to take that road to Montgomery. Not to give them anything excuses, but you got to play a level of consistency, and you got to go out there with the mindset to win. I know that they're playing in unusual weather. Weather really starting to break now, but you still got to go out there, play your ball games, and win. And if that happens for them, I mean, they're 3 games under 500. A good weekend, and then next thing you know, we could be hearing some noises coming out of Virginia State.
Yeah. They've got 3 games this weekend against Salem University, University of Mount Olive for a midweek series next week. Hey, 2 bubble teams fighting against. We have opportunity to eliminate each other. Virginia State and Bluefield State play next weekend on the 23rd and the 24th in a 4-game set, and then Salem University to finish up the season. Last Division II, Michael, before we take this break. West Virginia State.
Shocker. Shocked. This team last year, they brought back 7 of their 9 position players from last year, including arms. They won 30 ball games. They went to the NCAA regional, Division II regionals. Coming into the season, this team was, they won the conference last year. They finished first in the conference during the regular season. They won the conference tournament, and things are not falling their way. They're 500 club. They're currently right now, they're, I think they're 12-12. It only goes to show you. And Jackson State head baseball coach Omar Johnson, in a conversation with him, said to me, and what he said is true. He says you can have the greatest team do everything one year, and then you have that same team the next year, and you'll struggle. And they're struggling. They're struggling to get beyond 500. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. They still got enough games left to put a winning streak together.
Yeah. So take a look at that schedule. Got doubleheaders Friday and Saturday against Glenville State this weekend, and then next weekend against West Virginia Wesleyan College on next weekend there, Michael. So, Mike, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break right now. Then when we come back, we'll get into the NAIA, and then we'll get ready to pick up this show and get out of here, Michael. You're watching The Road to Montgomery. I'm Michael Coker. He's Michael Coker. I'm A.D. Drew. This is The Road to Montgomery for the Black College World Series, and we'll be right back.
There's a shot.
Shot that might be. It could be.
Right field. Grand slam. No. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you guys for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together we can be the change.
The top HBCU programs in the nation come to Montgomery, Alabama's Riverwalk Stadium this May 11th through 14th for the Black College World Series. The best Black college baseball teams in the NCAA Division II and the NAIA will battle for Black baseball's ultimate pride. Games will be streamed live at www.mybcsn.net. Tickets are available now online at www.blackcollegechampionships.com.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody.
Sorry. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less. So it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
The Road to Montgomery is brought to you by Bob James, Attorney at Law, the City of Montgomery, Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, the Montgomery Biscuits, and the Central Alabama Sports Commission.
There's a shot!
All right, Mike. We're back on the road to Montgomery. A.D. Drew here along with Michael Coker. And Mike, let's get into the NAIA teams.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Sounds like Michael is ready to talk some trash with these NAIA teams. Let's start off with your alma mater there, Michael Coker, the Edward Waters Tigers.
Well, Edward Waters is playing good baseball. You go back at the start of the season and 4 or 5 weeks into the season, it looked like their season was done. They started questioning the head coach, Reggie Johnson. There was, talk of, how is this team going to transition to the next level? And now they're putting together a win streak. Now they're a bubble team, but they're in the thick of things. Edward Waters was in the inaugural Black College World Series. What I really like what they're doing, not because they're my alma mater, is because you have to play the season out. And they've sustained their losses. They're beating teams. I mean, they went in and did what everybody thought they were going to. They did not do what everybody thought they were going to do. Everybody thought last weekend they were going to get swept by Miles. They went in and took 2 or 3. They took one game, big blowout. And then in the one-run game, defense carried them. They played good, strong defense. But this team, I think that, when I talked to them when they came down to South Florida, the coach said to me, you and I are going to have that conversation about Montgomery. And I says, well, you win and you're in. He says, okay. And here we are. They're a bubble team. 2 weeks ago, they were 7 games out of 500. This team is a 3-game winning streak away from, they could stamp themselves and have a second return trip to Montgomery.
Yeah, they 3-game winning streak, but not the easiest road. They got Savannah State, who is the #1 team in the SIAC this weekend. They've got Albany State, who's the #2 team in the SIAC the final weekend of the season. And sandwiched in between that, they've got a midweek with Flagler and next weekend with Benedict College. So good luck to the Tigers down there and Coach Johnson at Edward Waters University. Now let's talk about your neighbors down there in South Florida where you live at, Michael. That would be Florida Memorial Lions.
You keep an eye on the Lions, hitting, pitching, everything. They started off the season hot. Defense, failed them in games they should have won. There were 8 games they should have won, and the defense failed them. And Coach Tito Burgos went back to basics. Now these guys are turning it around. They have a key game this weekend against the number 6 ranked St. Thomas University. It's being, because the schools are 2 blocks away from each other. It's being built as the they're calling it the Battle of what's the name of that town? Miami Gardens, and they're ranked. They come away, if they win one game against that ranked team, this is your team who could take that NAIA bracket in the Black College World Series. I wouldn't be shocked to see that this team makes it to the championship level at the Montgomery from the NAIA side. Pitching, Alfonseca, the pitching coach, is a former MVP, All-Star in Major League Baseball from the Miami Marlins. They're righting their ship. Like I said, pitching has always been there during the season. It's the defense that has let them down. Now that the defense adjustments have been made, they're winning.
All right. And after this weekend, they've got Ave Maria in the midweek on Tuesday, Southeastern University next weekend, and they finish up the season against Kaiser University there in that game will be in Miami Gardens. Moving on down the line.
Let me add something to that. The Florida Memorial plays in one of the toughest conferences. They send 5 to 6 teams to the national tournament every year. Kaiser's ranked. St. Thomas is ranked. They play 4 teams that are ranked in their conference and top level pitching. That's why I said keep an eye on them. When you play in that conference, you're seeing guys that are throwing 94, 95. Coming into Montgomery, if you don't have that maintained, then they're going to jump all over you.
Speaking of a team that plays in a tough conference, that's the team from my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, and that is Harris Stowe State University. Harris Stowe right now went from a team that we thought was a surefire team to get in to now they're a bubble team. So let's talk about Harris Stowe there, Michael.
At the beginning of the season, I really liked the makeup of what their head coach is 24 years old. He's a former player. 3 years ago, he was a starter on the team that won back-to-back 30 game seasons. He took over the helm last year. Pernell Roberts he's a good coach, but I think they may be a little bit way over their heads on this because they're not playing their meat of the schedule at the middle part of the season. From this point on, they're paying nothing but those 4 teams that make the national tournament year in and year out. That's a lot to sustain. That's a lot to overcome. I'm not saying that they can't do it, but I'm saying it's really going to be difficult for them because they came into that weekend series where they got swept by the number 1 ranked team in the conference. And in that American Midwest Conference, if you don't have arms, then and I'm talking deep arms, deep in the bullpen. If you don't have arms, then you're wishful thinking, and nothing to take away from Harrison Stowe State. I'd love to see them down in Montgomery, but that road that they have to complete their schedule is a very rough one.
All right. Harris Stowe has Lyon College of Arkansas this weekend, Hannibal LaGrange University next weekend, and they finish up the season with Missouri Baptist University. All right, Michael, let's move on down the line. Next one is the Payne College Lions. Payne has a very interesting story Payne dropped down from Division II to NCCAA this year. They compete against on baseball. They compete against some Division IIs and NAIA programs, not in a quote unquote true conference. So it's kind of hard to evaluate Payne and their baseball team. So Michael, I'm going to give you the task of trying to evaluate Payne. And let's keep this in mind. Payne does right now have the best winning percentage in out of the teams that we are classified as NAIA teams.
Well, you got to keep in mind, Mr. Drew, that Payne shut down baseball 2.5 years ago. Okay, they brought the program back, and head coach Kirby Marshall won a national title at Edward Waters in 2010, and his top player was drafted by the Chicago Cubs. He bolted from Edward Waters, went to Payne, and had success. Right before COVID hit, the program never really got much support from the administration. Kirby kind of did it on his own, and they really struggled. They really struggled to get really good recruits in. Now that they brought the program back, they are no longer a D2 program playing in the SIAC, but he's still recruiting D2 type players, and it's showing on the field because they've had some recent losses. At one point, they were 12-2, 12-4, 14-4, 15-4, and they've lost 2 in a row now. Once he gets back to playing Kirby Marshall type baseball, and before I forget, at one point, FAMU was interested in bringing him on board as an assistant coach. Kirby Marshall can turn this program around, and it's what is intriguing to us is they're in the National Christian Collegiate Athletic Association. They've got some things that they're going to have to play through. So we're looking to get them to Montgomery. We're hoping that they're able to make their way towards Montgomery. This, to me, is a dangerous team right here. This team, they have a kid named Michael Rounds who can pitch deep. Last weekend, he went the complete game, 156 pitches. Begged the coach not to take him out. Coach says, if you don't get this batter, you're gone. And he did say it in a negative way. Let the guy in. The guy struck out 4 more batters, and he had 10 strikeouts in a complete game.
Yeah. Well, Payne season is winding down. They've got Carolina University this weekend for a 3-game set. A midweek against Benedict, and Carolina University once again next weekend to end the season. And then they will end the season at home against Carolina University. All right, the unsung team, the team that's kind of snuck up on everybody, the Russ College Bears, Michael. Their head coach left and went to Mississippi Valley State, took arguably their best player with him over to Mississippi Valley State, but it looks like he did not take everything and leave the covered Bears. So quickly, tell us about the Russ College Bears.
What's hurting this team? Inclement weather. A lot of their games have been canceled because of inclement weather. They started off the season. They lost their games to Mississippi Valley. They opened up against a Division I program. After that, they started playing good ball. They had a winning season. And it's kind of hard to maintain a consistency of good play when you play one game and then a few days later you have rain. And I've seen this all before in that region. We've had over the years a bunch of HBCUs who have knocked off ranked teams, but they played less than 25 games a season because of bad weather. And this is Russ. If Russ can sustain and win some ball games and get through those the heavy rain, the rain showers that occurs at this time of year, remember, they were in Montgomery last year. They very well could return with some of those same players. Four of the top players left. They went with the head coach as to Mississippi Valley, as AD Drew just informed us. And with that being said, for John Bates, who took over the program when Stanley Stubbs left, to continue pushing and winning, and I might add, he's got in a lot of people's mind one of the best catchers in the NAIA, who's got a gun of an arm to nail base runners. They're getting that into Montgomery. Could be a surprise team.
All right. And Russ has 5 games left on their schedule. They've got Tougaloo this upcoming weekend, which is always anytime you got HBCUs playing HBCUs is a good matchup. And they finished the season with a midweek against Crawley's Ridge. And that doesn't say whether that's home or away, but they finish up the season against Crawley Ridge. All right, Michael, the team from the state of Alabama with the probably the best opportunity to get in right now are the Talladega Tornadoes to represent the state of Alabama in the Black College World Series. So what about these Tornadoes? Is the storm blowing in or is the storm going to be blowing out, Michael?
Boy, I tell you what, take cover. I'd say take cover because Talladega is battle tested. Year in and year out, in my reporting for Black College Nines, I'm always writing, and it amazes me how they schedule 20 to 25 games against the top teams in the NAIA Top 25 Coaches Poll. And this was before they became a new member of the Southern States Conference. And they're doing the same thing in the Southern States. If you're not aware of the Southern States, they send 6 teams to the NAIA National Tournament every year. Those 6 teams are ranked, with a few of those teams receiving votes in the top 25. They're going to come in here. This team is loaded. He's got a freshman catcher who has over 40 RBIs. He has a spot starter who has over 40 RBIs. They're hitting home runs. They're pitching victories. This team, and people might not like me saying this, but if this team gets an invite to Montgomery, I'm going to say that this is the team. This is my pick to click and win it all.
Michael, every team is your pick to click and win it all. I just want to throw that out there for the record. but Talladega, Faulkner this weekend, Miles in a midweek, Loyola.
And what is
next
Faulkner
weekend.
ranked? I think Faulkner's ranked.
That's why I mentioned that, Michael. So you got Faulkner, Miles, Loyola for your next series of games. Midweek against Reinhardt, and then William Carey to end the season. So Talladega, talk about battle tested. Yeah, they are definitely battle tested. And Michael, our last team that we're going to talk about is Xavier of New Orleans. Second year program. Coach Holloway down there is doing a tremendous job. Runner up to in last year's Black College World Series. Will they have an opportunity to come back and claim the crown this year, Michael?
I think they will. They joined a very tough Red River Athletic Conference. There are 5 HBCUs in a 11-team conference. Boy, I tell you something. This is a good team. Everybody is nearly back. The same pitcher that threw Frederick. If you remember in the Black College World Series, he struck out a record. I think it was
17
batters. 17 batters. And then what
17
did he
consecutive.
do? Yes, 17 consecutive batters he struck out. And then what did he do last week? Struck out 14, I'm sorry, against the number. I think that team was no, that team was receiving votes in the top 25 coaches poll when he beat them in the first game on Texarkana. I think I've been covering Coach Adrian Holloway since he was hired at Selma, and then he got brought on board with Xavier. He went to 6 straight playoffs, really, including the year he was off. Well, that was one he didn't, but he's been to 7 straight collegiate playoffs, postseason tournaments. I think this is a bubble team, but if they can put together to finish the season out and then to go into their Red River Athletic Conference, I think they can upset some teams. I think they haven't played their best baseball as of yet, and I think they're starting to. I wouldn't be shocked if they weren't chosen.
Right.
I say that because they have a chance, but they need that level of consistency to claim a W. And if you know anything about Adrian Holloway, he's gonna make sure his players are prepared. They're gonna know going ahead of time. Hey, look, these are the important games if we want to have postseason success.
All right. Xavier has Our Lady of the Lake this weekend and Loyola of New Orleans on Tuesday. Let's hope for a 2-2 split out of those 4 games right there. Then they have Jarvis Christian and Arkansas Baptist after that. Jarvis Christian for a weekend series, Arkansas Baptist for a midweek. Xavier should sweep those games, honestly, before they finish up with Louisiana Christian, who I believe is like 21-9 or somewhere up in there right now. It's a tough series to end the season, but there's some opportunities to get some good wins and some quality wins over the next 2 weeks there for Xavier of New Orleans, Michael. So with that being said, anything you want to get out as far as anything else on Division II or the NAIA level that you want to get out, Michael?
Yes. I'm asking that everybody come to Montgomery. Come watch these teams play. Whichever team is selected, you're going to get a championship level tournament from those 2 brackets. We're looking for 2 bracket busters. One from the NAIA and one from the NCAA Division II. This is a tournament that's going to showcase HBCU into the future. These teams are hot. They want to win. We want to have them in Montgomery. We want them to showcase HBCU baseball in its finest. Back to our glory days.
All right, Michael. Let's get ready. Let's pick up this show and get out of here. Tell everybody where they can get tickets, where they can get gear, and the dates of that tournament once again, Michael.
Well, in order to understand what's going on here, there's Black College Championships, who's the developer of the tournament, has a website. If you go to blackcollegechampionships.com, and you'll see the link to purchase tickets. They will play 13 games over 4 days, starting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and leading up to Championship Saturday, and possibly Sunday. The tournament is May 10th through the 15th. The 15th is a rain day. That we took the rain day in case we had inclement weather and we got set back a day. But the championship game is Saturday. There's a link to purchase tickets. The package includes a single game tickets, and then game tickets are $10. An all-day pass is $25. A tournament pass, we're hoping that everybody gets a tournament pass to experience the entire tournament. Tournament passes are going for $80, But there's also youth and senior pricing information on the website. Also, this wonderful hat. There's T-shirts for men, women, and youth. I got one. I got on the golf shirt, and I'm like, this is, cahoots to 80 Drew for coming up with the gear selection and providing that. It's something you want because this is something that's going to be talked about for years to come. Like I said, Black College Championships, we are looking to put on this tournament for years to come, 2022 and beyond. It's the road to Montgomery, Alabama.
And for those of y'all who cannot attend the Black College World Series in Montgomery, you can catch each and every game, all 13 of those games, right here, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network. Michael, I think we can pick up this show and get up out of here. What you think, my brother?
I'm with you 100%, Mr. Drew.
We appreciate you joining us tonight, and we will be back next Wednesday live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central for another edition of The Road to Montgomery. So, for Michael Coker from Black College Nines, this is A.D. Drew from the Black College Sports Network, and we are part of Black College Championship. Thank you all. God bless. See you in Montgomery. I holla.
Yo, straight from Alabama. This beat is from Youngstown. Was on your hiatus. Watch me, I'm woken up. Now the industry was hurting, but I done bandaged her up. Now I got too sick with it. Now we done found us an abrupt sound. Look, I be tearing the speakers up and we shaking the whole ground. Found pros in this profession, we calling that profound. Studio in every city, I'm calling that yo town. Some of these words that I'm using make me wanna throw down, but I got humbled in my veins and learned to tone it down. Major league when I'm pitching, I'm needing the pitches, man. Shake the room with my powers and knocking the pitches down. Trying to teach you business first and put your pitches down. Yo. Major league. Major league. Major league. We major league.